welcome back to Ordinary Everydays, where I talk about budgeting and personal finance and my journey to becoming 100% debt-free, as well as my savings journey and just my life budgeting journey. So if you are into listening to personal finance videos, or you think talking about money is interesting, then welcome to my channel, and let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So today I am just doing a quick video since I don't have a lot of time and I am so behind on everything. But the big news is we just bought our first ever home. We were living in apartments for many years. We have 2 kids, we have a dog, we've lived all over the country, and we finally have moved back to where our family's from. And we rented for like a year and a half here, and then we finally, in this crazy real estate market, decided to take the leap and buy our first ever home, first-time home buyers. So I will go into all the details later, but I have been in the process of moving in and getting everything settled, and it's been very stressful and just chaotic, and I haven't had a moment to sit down and film a video in a long time. But I've been working on my budget. I am finally, we moved in at the beginning of January, and now it is the end of February, and I'm starting to see like the real numbers come in, where like this is gonna be the numbers going forwards. So I actually have something to use to like make a solid monthly budget with. And oh my gosh, I don't know what we got ourselves into. I do know what we got ourselves into. Obviously, I knew that the expenses would go up a lot from renting, but seeing the actual black and white bills coming in and seeing, like, doing the math and the calculations to make that work is going to be pretty challenging. It's going to be pretty tight. We can afford it, I feel. It's not in the, I know they say that housing should be like 30% of your total monthly take-home budget, ideally. We're looking at closer to like 40-50%. It's a huge portion of our budget. However, yeah, we like it. I'll do a house tour later maybe on this channel. But it is cozy, it's spacious, it is in a great school district, it's close to our family, and we're just going through this adventure together. So hopefully it all works out in the end. It's definitely stressing me out a little bit, especially with, oh my gosh. So I remember in the fall, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much layoffs, news everywhere. There's even more layoffs now, not to mention there's like federal layoffs. There's so many layoffs. Everyone's losing their job. Everyone's job's in turmoil. And I'm so thankful I still have my job, but I need to work on not being constantly stressed out about losing my job, because especially now that we have this house that we have to pay for, I feel a lot more pressure to make the money to bring it in and pay for everything. So yeah, it is a little stressful. I'm definitely a little bit overwhelmed, but I've just been actually low-key, I've been applying to jobs as well, even though the job market is crazy right now, just to play all my cards, have all the options, and be on the safe side just in case, although it does seem like my job is relatively safe for now, and but it does rely a lot on federal funding for the revenue. So it does feel a little choppy. The waters are choppy right now. So we'll see how this goes. So let's just go into the monthly budget. So this is my new monthly budget now that we bought the house. So my income has stayed the same. I bring in about $6,700 per month. That's after 401k, taxes, health insurance, and all of that. My husband, so I used to, prior to buying the house, he was coming out of some credit card debt on his side. He was also unemployed for some time last year. he's back working now, and I'm no longer like sharing money his way. He's sharing money my way to help out with the bills a little bit. And he also covers things on his own. And he's still working through some debt as well, but he's going to be giving me an extra $300 a month to cover the car bill here. So that brings our total my total cash monthly income for all the bills and stuff to $7,038, around $7,000. I think I can make this work. And if I can't, he can also contribute a little bit more. Of course, we'll figure that out in the future, but I think this should work for now, and it'll all balance itself out. So I also make about 2 to 3 times more than he makes. So we're trying to keep things fair. He is also covering a lot of stuff on his own for the house, the kids, and all that stuff. So this seems fair to me. $7,000 coming in. Okay, now we get into the real numbers here. So fixed expenses, the house. This is the mortgage and the, what do you call the taxes? Escrow. That's what it's called, escrow fund. So this is mortgage and property taxes for the home. That is up quite a bit from what we were paying for a 3-bedroom apartment. But now we have purchased a 4-bedroom, 3,000 square foot home in the suburbs. So I feel we're getting a good amount of like value for money, although it is high. So I'll go into the details of the home purchase later, but I think our interest rate is like 6.125. We have a VA loan because of my husband, which that saved us so much more money than I would have thought. I don't know. I never really looked into the details of the VA loan before, but they don't require you to pay mortgage insurance, the PMI, which would have been an extra $250 something a month, depending on the value of the home. We were able to skip that. We were able to put a pretty low dollar amount down on the house. So I was able to retain a lot of my savings, which I'll go into in future videos. We do have a large mortgage, and our interest rate's a bit high, although not as high as a conventional loan or even an FHA loan. It's a 6.125 is a bit lower, and we are hoping to refinance in a year or two if the interest rates drop significantly and bring this total down. So potentially this could only go down, although I know property taxes do get raised pretty much every year as well. So there's some wiggle room here. It may go up, it may go down, but for the next year, this is the amount that we are paying for the home and the escrow, which is a lot. Feels like a lot. It's like half of my take-home pay alone. And then my husband, I think, brings in like half of this. So altogether, it's still a lot. It's still a lot. So insurance for the home is due once a year. This is just our new car insurance, which we bundled with the home insurance at a new place to get a very low rate on home insurance, but it's up from where we were paying on car insurance previously, $295 a month. Car is still the same. Cannot wait to get this paid off. That'll free up an extra $300 in the budget every month, but we still are paying down the car. We own one car outright, and this car, I think we still owe like $13,000 left on it. And it is not even worth $13,000, so we're underwater on it. It's frustrating, but we'll get there. For phones, this is actually phones and internet. This is actually not the right amount. I found the real amount, and it's like $90, but this is the like introductory month amount, so I am overestimating a little bit. We might save about $100 here, but for now, it was $196.74. Electric went up so much, you guys, from an apartment to a house. For the apartment, it probably would have been maybe like $200, $250. For the house, it's now $300. It might go up from there in the summertime when we're blasting the air conditioning because we live in a hot area. I knew that was coming, but it's still a lot. And then water, I just estimated at $100 a month. bringing our total fixed expenses to $4,716. So that is so much money for just fixed expenses, and that leaves us very little with like fun budget. So taking the total income minus total fixed, I'm left with $2,321 to use for living expenses and variable expenses. Before we get into that, I want to put some money in savings. So I do have the kids' college funds, which is $50 per kid per month, very low. But I'm going to budget for that. We can always cancel that later if we truly feel we need that extra $100 back. But for now, I think we can still contribute, or I feel like it's worth it to contribute. And actually this year, I'm going to look at transferring this to a different type of college fund, which would be tax deductible in my state. For vacations, and honestly just emergencies in general, but I'm putting it as a vacation fund. Maybe it could be a Christmas fund too. I'm putting $50 a month. Really isn't that much every year. It's like $600 a year. So not that much, but it does help to have that little padding going into savings every month. And $50 set aside for house maintenance stuff, so another $600 a year. So overall, I'm putting $200 a month. This will be into my cash savings, and this will be into the kids' college funds. Additionally, I have my 401k pre-tax, which is automatically being saved up, and I still have quite a bit of money left in my high yield savings, which is just accruing at whatever that rate is, right? I think it's like at 3.7% right now. So taking out the $200 for savings, that brings us down to $2,121 to play with. I want to put aside $500 for debt repayment. I'm so close to getting all of my I only have one credit card left. It's at, I think, like $2,500 right now, maybe $3,000 because of a little bit of cost for moving. That will be gone so fast if I can buckle down and get that paid off, and then I'll have $500 more per month for fun living expenses. But for now, I'm going to try to budget that towards debt repayment to get that off of my plate as fast as I can. And if I do wind up overspending for my very tight budget, which we'll cover up here, that will help pad it out a little bit. Like maybe I'll pay off debt a bit slower, but I will not go into debt further. So me subtracting this minus 500, I'm left with $16,000 left. Oh, 16,000. Yeah, right. $1,600 left for daily, living expenses for the family. And of course, as I said, my husband does help out with some stuff. He's the guy for like fun treats, special treats, big presents. I don't know why he's like that. He just is. And because of the way I'm budgeting, it's his money. He can do that if he wants to buy a deluxe gift for someone's birthday. If he wants to bring cookies or like a treat from the grocery store for everybody that I would not get because I'm like a lot more strict, then in a weird way, it's like yin and yang where it does balance out, but I want him to be debt-free 100% as well. And we're working on that as well. So he has got a lot of money going towards that on his side. Okay, going into variable expenses. So we have $1,600 to play with. I'm putting $1,200 towards groceries and household because I anticipate that the household expenses might be a bit higher. That's like, toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies, especially because we just moved. Cleaning supplies might be up a bit. Usually I spend like $900, maybe $950 a month on groceries. So it just gives a little extra padding for, groceries and like household general expenses. And then I used to have it broken. I used to have like bath and body stuff broken out as a separate category, but I'll just lump it all in here because it's like for the household, $1,200 a month for household and groceries expenses. $30 a month for school fees. That's like adding cafeteria money or buying the yearbook or whatever. Might be a little tight, but 30-ish per month is usually what I spend for school stuff. Gas, I'm putting $40 a month. I think this might actually wind up being cheaper. For a while, we were driving the kids to their old school about 20 minutes away, but the school basically forced us to move to the new school nearby. So we only have a 10-minute commute to school now, and I work from home. So I probably won't be spending that much money on gas, but I put 40 because I just did. I can always move all this stuff around later. I'm trying to make the numbers work though. For clothes, it's basically a sinking fund kind of situation where I want to put $50 a month towards clothes. That usually I buy clothes like maybe 3 or 4 times a year, like back to school, summertime, whenever the kids go through a growth spurt, stuff like that. So $50 a month-ish for clothes. Subscriptions, we do have a lot, and my daughter recently asked me for Spotify Unlimited or Spotify Premium because she's like 10 and she's starting to get into music, which is so cute. And I am actually sharing this subscription with some family members, and they're paying me like $5 a month, but they pay me in a lump sum, so I don't feel so bad with the Spotify Premium. It's like balanced out. We also have Amazon Prime. We have a couple Prime Video channels. We need to cancel some of those. I think that's all of our subscriptions, but it does kind of add up. So I have $50 a month there. And then of course my husband on his side has like PlayStation Network and like the more fun subscriptions, which whatever, if that makes him happy and it's his, I don't have to see it. I don't have to worry about it. He's worrying about that. As long as he's paying off his debt and we're getting down to like a good financial situation, it is what it is. If I have to add in more money in here, I'll ask him for that, but I just prefer having it that way. We just have different spending habits and it stresses me out. So I like to keep control of my stuff. For eating out, I put $150. We don't eat out that much, but I put $150 just because it is really nice for a break, and for a special treat on like a Friday night to get a little meal out. For coffee, I put $20 because this is like my little mental health. Like, I make coffee at home. It's really good, but sometimes I just really like going out and getting like a really nice, yummy coffee at a cafe and just enjoying getting out of the house, especially since I work from home and whatever. If I'm having a really bad day, I don't feel bad buying a coffee a couple times a month is what I'm trying to say. And it's not every day, but it's just a little treat. That's my little treat. And then for furniture, I put $80 a month here because I know we need furniture. We have so much more space right now and we don't have some of the big pieces. I'm getting some of the stuff for free. I've also been shopping at Goodwill. I've been looking at Facebook Marketplace, but we still need big stuff like a dining room table and chairs and some seating for the upstairs area and things like that. But I'm not in any rush to do that. We have enough furniture to live comfortably right now. So I'm going to start putting money aside for big purchases. And then also once we pay off all the debt, I can suddenly increase that quite a bit and we can get some nice stuff, but not yet. We're getting through it. I'm pretty sure I went way over this in February and January. Again, this is like, those are the moving months, the settling in months. I think it should start evening out now going into March. I'm really, really hoping, and I cannot wait. I just want to have a couple months where we are just so super stable and no big surprises. But this all added up does equal $16.20. Which leaves me with a leftover amount of $1.28. So that's pretty much zero. I mean, that would be dumb to put like 28 cents on one of these. $1. What can that even buy these days, honestly? But yeah, a pack of gum. That'll be my pack of gum budget. But yeah, this is my new monthly budget. And then at the bottom here, I just calculated the fixed expense change from living in an apartment went up $1,400 per month, which is an increase of 42%. So we are in a bit overheads, but I think we can handle it. As long as no one loses their job and as long as everything goes smoothly. This house is really well maintained. We have not had any major issues so far, just little tiny things that are a little bit annoying. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I decided to go with this house after looking at many, many houses. But yeah, that is it. I will definitely start doing more in-depth budgets again soon. And I'm sorry for the delay. And I hope you're staying warm on this freezing cold winter. I cannot wait for the sun to come back and for some warm weather again. But yeah, talk to you guys later. See ya. Bye.